Yeah, you're welcome again to the class. And I mean, it's been a while that I did some form of analysis on cadjpy and usdjpy. I know that we've posted some works on about usdjpy and cadjpy. Recent, we spoke on a lot about BTC. And when last did I talk about USD? Okay. When yes, it was at this very level, just the JPY. I was mentioning that we're looking at the high around 158. Yeah, let give a check to that and see quickly how that is panning out on the weekly time frame. Yeah, when price was in this imbalance. Yeah? Am I right? Let's check again. I mean, I've been doing a whole lot of things for work, for family, for friends, and it's been a lot that has been, you know, put in place. USD JPY on the weekly price was at 155. Yeah, let's check that again because I didn't keep. All right, yeah, here price was at 155. Let me see. Where was that again? Mm, that was listed on last year, the ninth. Let's see. 9th of December, yeah. So last year, right? 9th of December was around here. That was, yeah, this candlestick here. So I drew out, I pointed out that this Fibonacci was going to be respected, and um, I thought that was indeed was. Let me see again. I don't know for whatever reason I'm not on weekly. Yeah, sorry, just a lot of things in my mind. Yeah, so this was the candlestick, and I then later this eye as the place. We see how price actually gave took time inside this imbalance before it took off on the 15th and coming towards the high, and later on the fifth day of this month price came taking out that very liquidity resting above this high, right? This making also an equal high with it. So price was able to, I think on the daily time frame we had a much more of a framework to be able to redefine that level, and we saw that price came price in that we saw this swing high, not necessarily taking this high again, came back one more time into that imbalance, and price took off to the most the highest level that we were actually looking at around 157 900, which is around very 190 158, and price created another high entirely at around 159 to maybe 160. I mean very close to 160 USD. Yeah, Japanese yen. So we are looking at that level to where we would necessarily be expecting that price should reach out to. And now, with what we are seeing, we see price has created a continuation to the upper level, right? And also the same thing for KJPY. I would love to go to the weekly time frame for KJPY as well to be able to see what had happened in the last few uh, weeks. We saw our price has been totally bullish. If you remember, I was explaining when price around October. I think I have some of the videos. If I remember, October, we're analyzing it heavily on KJP1, also on USDJPY. And I remember that I was telling you that I wasn't expecting that price should go down, I mean fall any lower, but it should actually rather be found going up, and which was what we are seeing currently. October, here we are. But you know, just so much to talk about. Okay, what happened? I talked about it, right? I think we even posted about it on our YouTube channel. When I say our YouTube, meaning that you have responsibility to cause that YouTube to grow. It may not be now, but later it would surely grow. I trust God for that. But of course, I mean, I talked about it in most of my commentaries that were made. Okay, this was GBP USD. Truly, I do not remember. I think that was posted on the YouTube channel, but not on the system. Will I be doing that? On our YouTube channel, I talked about USDJPY, cadjpy. If you remember, I was analyzing. Let's go to the daily time frame. The time. Sorry, that was not the intended act. Yeah, I remember I was talking about the price with okay, it was on USDJPY. Yep, I remember talking about price coming into this fair value gap here, and I said from there henceforth we are possibly are going to be seeing price reaching out to the high. I talked about this high then, talk about this, talk about this, talk about this ultimately, and I think that has been got into. As we have it now, this was the swing that led to this low string here before we see this upright, and I said that ultimately I'm expecting price to come here and also to come to this high here. So let's go to the higher time frame to see that more clearly on. Okay, to see that much more clearly. So yeah, uh, price has been bullish over the last few months. For the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 month, price has been completely bullish. Right, price has been completely bullish. I'm expecting this high to be taken and almost this high as well to be taken out as well. This very high here. It's just a commentary. It's not necessarily deep of analysis as such. So I'm expecting that price should reach out to this very high here as well. And of course, um, if I get there, well, I do not need to tell you where I expect price to reach out back to if it get into this very place, because now from this level here, price has broken the structure. We have it shifted. If this liquidity is now being taken, well, of course, this is a complete swing from this low here to this new high here. So price may continue to just move up, I mean, ultimately like that, or it might naturally come back lower into the range. You understand, and create a sense for reason for bullishness. On the one of for cadjpy, I want to take the higher time frame to show you the reason why I said I'm expecting that price should continue to be bullish. Yep, here we have it. Um, I think on my TikTok, which also we believe that also will be grown as well. We have price. I entered here if I remember, and we were looking at this eye. Price broke through this eye, went further up, created a complete swing, returned back into an imbalance, which positioned itself to a very comfortable level for trading. If you take this to this eye, that was around 618 to 786. Like I do see that price for KJPY and USD JPY do love to use that region, I will see that price came into that imbalance, and of course in the good retracement level, I will be expecting that the liquidity above this high here should be taken out as well. So that being said, what am I expecting for the long term? I'm expecting that high to be taken, right? At least for the first quarter of this year, I'm expecting that price should reach out to this liquidity. We would see to it whatever cadjpy is going to do. From there, there's liquidity down here, of course. But for now, am I thinking it's going to be taken? Well, no. No, I'm expecting that this liquidity here should first be attacked. Ultimately, if you look at this very here, it has never been tapped into. Price has tapped to almost all the lows that you can think of. The very starting range, this level to this level has been taken by this low, and that to tell you that everybody whose part here has been taken out successfully. Of course, we'll be expecting that price should move toward this high here, right, towards this high. So I'm expecting the price should first reach out to this place and ultimately to this all-time high. If this all-time high is taken, then we can look at what price is going to do. Is price going to come down? For now, I do not know, but I'm tilting towards price reaching out, which is what solidifies my idea of agreeing that cadjpy is going to be buying for a long time, since I've been talking about cadjpy usdjpy for a very long time. I think also we can look at Solana and BTC. We have a very good price reaction over the last few days. Last week ended up closing inside this imbalance. If you check on the monthly time frame, you're going to see that that's a very big imbalance there. I mentioned that price if price should breach into this, that was in class though. That if price should reach into this, I will be expecting that price should continue to reach out to this low here and ultimately around 74,000 USD. And if this low is, taken, I also might be expecting that other lows they might be. I might be expecting that price should actually come into. Let's check why delineate W. I think it's on 12 month. You can see on 12 month we have this bigger imbalance here, so price could revisit that before it continues its bullishness, just like it did here. Also do that. I think I did that showcase on the in the channel about BTC. Where is that? Yeah, here I was talking about it. Here I was talking about that price may return back into this imbalance. I will not be um, I will not hold back in my thoughts of believing that price may return back to this range around 55,000. I will not be holding back to 55,000. Price may visit that level. Let's see what price is currently doing again. You see, it's now around 89,000. 55 level is actually very possible. 60 is very possible. It's a very good level for it to return back to before price goes up again. So it is what it is, you know. You just all seeing what it is, what it's worked again, having to see it work over and over and over again, and price come back to 60k, 55k, and boom, from there it will be a very good investment. So why not? Why not if it comes there? USDJPY expecting the buy side liquidity to be taken to around 118 to around 119,000, $119. I'll be expecting that to be, and yen rather. So price reaching out to this liquidity here at 125. That will be a very good price level also to see it comes to, and from there we can begin to think about what other thing. My major liquidity places location is there and there, and of course we've seen that the previous one that was created was at this low. It has been fully successfully rated, so you can think about that already and make up your mind for this eye to be rated in the future. If it happens, remember that OntFX shows that to you. Until we meet again, I wish you good luck and good trading.